Hello, everyone. Trucker here. Today, we're going to be going over the top 10 Valentine's Day games. And, it's that time of year. So, these are going to be lighter games, a little bit faster. Maybe you could play while you're out at a little dinner date or maybe at a cafe. Nothing too crazy, a little bit on the lighter end. But yeah, with that, we're going to start with number 10 here. We're going to start with a little co-op. We're going to start with the Unlock series. So this is just a good game to get together and you and your partner try to solve a mystery of some sort. One that I like, one of my favorite ones is a Western theme one. You're on a train, and I'm not going to spoil any of it, but you got to go through the train. But yeah, the Unlock games are great. I mean, you get the bond over trying to help each other out with the clues. They're not too long. I mean, this one's probably about an hour, depends on how fast you go. But you don't have to finish it in one go. But yeah, the Unlock series are great to play. Number 9, we're going to have to go with something a little bit more confrontational because we all know Valentine's Day sometimes ain't all lovey-dovey. But yeah, we're going to go with Dice Thrones. A little head-to-head kind of Yahtzee battler. Super fun, fast. You can play some characters. You could play, there's a vampire if you want to get into the gothic theme or, whatever kind of theme you want to get into for your Valentine's Day. They got some samurais. You could play a gunslinger, but basically it's just battle Yahtzee with some cards. So yeah, if you want a little head-to-head, maybe not all romantic, lovey-dovey Valentine's Day, definitely maybe play a game of Dice Throne or two. Smack each other around with some dice. So yeah, and that will go to number 8. And this is another one. They're going to get a little bit more lovey-dovey after these. The top ones are definitely going to be a little bit more romantic, I should say. But we'll go on the same thing with a little bit of a battle theme. We're going to go with Blitzkrieg. And it's basically World War II. And they say, it's 20 minutes in a box. It's a little bag pulling shits out of a bag. And a little basically tug of war on a map. And you're basically going to play a tile in a theater and move a tile that way. And if you close out the theater, you'll score points. But you can play tiles that affect the opponent. But basically, it's just a super light, super fast basically pulling out of a bag. Sometimes you get to add special tiles in, which that's what I like. I think that makes the game fun. But yeah, like I said, Valentine's Day doesn't have to be all lovey-dovey. You could be a little combative. So yeah, Blitzkrieg is a great little game, and you could play it in 20 minutes. So, if you're at a little cafe, you could throw out Blitzkrieg and play a game or two. Yeah, super fun though. And then we're going to go into our number 7 here. And this is a little bit of a combat-y game. Not really, though. It's an auto battler. It's called Flip Tunes. And Flip Tunes is pretty good. You're basically going to just play out cards in a 3x2 grid. Take the effects that happen on the cards. And there'll be a card market, and you basically have two options. You can pay money to get rid of a card out of your hand, mostly 5 coins. Sometimes some cards let you do it for a little cheaper. Or you can buy cards from the market. And the market's a shifting market. So it's just it's just a super quick little game. The art's great. It's kind of like the Cuphead art. So the art's good. It's fast. Once again, it's Valentine's Day. Your partner's probably not going to want a board game with you all day. Maybe you're lucky. I know my wife's not gonna. So unfortunately for me, I have to stick to the little bit lighter, little sillier games. But yeah, the next few here are definitely going to get into the more romantic themed games. And with 6 here, we're going to go into Art Society. Now this game, it is just a beautiful game on the table. It's basically an auction game. I do like it with more players, but it still plays great with 2 people because once you see the board set up, and as you're putting the pictures, you're going to bid on these pictures, and you'll take a picture. The other person then gets to take a picture, but the picture, there's always one picture more than the player, so that picture gets to go to a gallery, which ups the price of other pictures of that type. So you're basically going to be placing these pictures down. They can't have, I'm pretty sure it's the same frames, can't touch each other. But either way, you're basically going to be placing these on the board, and you're going to be doing end game scoring. If you fill up your tile, the whole board, the whole wall, the game is over. But yeah, the game looks great on the table. It's lighter, it's fast, and like I said, I always love looking at my board after I hang all the pictures on the wall. It always looks great. The pictures have funny pictures on them. Some are like of real pictures that they do like a little, twist on them. But yeah, it's basically just a nice looking game on the table. That's why it's here. Number 5, we got a game called Foodies. Now, this is a game I didn't even really know existed. I put an order in for Miniature Market, and I had to get my free shipping. So I saw this game. It's called Foodies, and it was for like $3. I ended up buying it, and it's basically like a light space base. My wife absolutely loves it. You're basically going to be getting food and from all different countries. So it's a nice food theme. Like you'll have the Italian food, the American food. So it's kind of like a nice little theme with food, dinner. You're rolling the dice and you're going to get money. There's 3 objectives you could go for, but it's pretty much a super light space base. So you can get it played, and the theme is a little bit romantic with nice dinner foods on the table. And you're rolling dice, you're not hurting each other. There's no take that in the game. It's basically you're going to be placing out your food on the board, hoping that number's rolled to get money, to buy more food plates, to accomplish goals. Yeah, it wouldn't be that high up on my list, but my wife absolutely loves the game, so that is why it is on the list that high. All right, so with number 4 here, now we're going into the romantic stuff. We're going to go with Get On Board, Paris, and Rome. So this game is basically a flip and write, except you're not writing, you're putting these wooden tokens on the board to show the route that you're building. And basically the reason why it's on the list is because it's Paris. I mean, love in the city. And there is actually, you do pick up a boy and a girl, which then you can take them to a cafe, and if you drop them off together, you get victory points. There's tourists, so you can kind of put the theme in as like you might be driving people around, hooking people up. You could be taking a couple of sightseeing. You basically take tourists to sites. You pick up students to take the shows. So it's just a really nice themed game. And it's pretty quick to play once again. Nice little flip and write without writing. You're just using those little wooden sticks. But yeah, basically it's on here because of the Paris in the name. And with that, we're going to go to number 3 here, and we're going to go with Fromage. So a little cheese game, put some wine, put some cheese on the table, wine, stay at home for the night. And Fromage, you can play it in like 45 minutes. But this is a game where you could actually, eat a dinner or have a little wine and a snack at the end of the night. The game looks beautiful on the table with your 3 cheeses you're putting down. It's easy to teach. And yeah, I mean, it's just a great wine and cheese theme game. So that's a perfect game for me. And then we'll go to number 2. This is probably the most romantic game of them, House of Fado. I do like this game with more than 2 players usually, but the theme, I mean, the game looks great on the table. You can basically imagine yourself at a restaurant with a glass of wine, dim the lights a little bit, put some Fado music on, sit there and relax, play the game. I mean, once you see it on the table, you'll realize how nice the game looks. So it really puts you in the romantic mood of the game. And there's no blocking in the game. So if you go somewhere, you just bump the person out. It's a worker placement game. So you're just bumping people out of the way. And so you really can't affect the other player that much. So it's a real nice, peaceful game. Put the music on, like I said, glass of wine, dim the lights. And yeah, that is why it's number 2. It's probably the most romantic game on the list. And then number 1 has got to be one of my favorite 2-player games, and it's my wife's one of her favorite 2-player games, Beer and Bread. Once again, get some wine, get some bread, get some cheese, and play Beer and Bread. It's a 2-player game. You're basically going to be making beer and bread. What's really nice about this one, too, is you're going to be passing the cards back and forth to each other. So you're going to be interacting like that with each other. And the game's not too tight. And I guess you could help each other out. Like if you feel bad for the other person, if you overproduce, the other person does get your resources. So you could be nice on that day when you're playing with your wife, hook her up, give her some extra resources if she needs them, or she could do that for you. But yeah, the theme is it's just a nice theme, beer and bread. I mean, that's a great night anyways in itself. What else do you need? So added to a romantic Valentine's Day. Yeah, not a bad game to get to the table. So yeah, let me know what you think about them. I like combative games, but and heavier games, but for Valentine's Day, you got to get what you could play. Like I said, your wife's going to be most likely humoring you with playing a board game with you. At least mine would. That would not be her ideal Valentine's Day. So, and I know most people are going to say, where is viticulture? And I probably would have put viticulture on there, but I think that's a little bit heavier of a game. So unless you have a gaming partner, I don't think it would be ideal. And I'm not a huge viticulture fan. I think it's okay. So that's why viticulture is not on there. If you do like viticulture, that would probably be number one on a Valentine's Day game list as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, for me to get that to the table, you almost need another gamer. I think it's a little bit too heavy. My wife, I don't think she'd really enjoy it. So that's why it's really not on the list. Otherwise, it would be up there as one of the top games. But yeah, let me know what games you would play on Valentine's Day. And if your wife's a gamer, I mean, you're lucky. Mine, she'll play games, but she doesn't like them that much. She'll play them here and there. So that's kind of what I got to work with. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what games you would play with your wife. Thanks for watching.